Hello, hello. Hope you're excited to see what today's cooking class is all about. When you pop in, let me know where you're coming in from. I know I have some people that come in all the way from down under or the other side of the continent and on the opposite side. So love to know where you're coming in from, and curious what your favorite recipe has been so far. So today's cooking class, and what I have been doing in the last little bit, is trying to show you how to save a lot of money. And some of you may have seen the cooking class where I talked about price matching, and I saved over $8 by just asking if they'd match a competitor's flyer, and they did. And today I'm going to be showing you a lot of things that are going to save you a ton of money. If you would like to save a ton of money, grab your pen and paper, because you're going to have to write this down. I've got a lot of really great ideas. So today's cooking class, I'm going to be sharing, I'm doing burgers, hence why I've got my gloves on. And hello, this time I'm smart, Debbie. Hi. I actually put them on before the class, and I decided instead of cooking in the heat, I'm going to cook in the kitchen. Nice to see you, Brenda. We're going to talk about the burger press. This is a 3-in-1 burger press. 3-in-1 in the fact that you can do like mini slider burgers, and the bottom pops right out, so they're easy to make. We've got, of course, our regular burger size, right? And then this has an attachment that you can just sort of twist it off, and you can make stuffed burgers, right? So you put a little bit in, and it makes, and then you plunge this, makes a hole. You can fill it with mushrooms, cheese, whatever, and then of course top it. This can be yours. This 3-in-1 burger press, absolutely free. So yay. How many of you would love to get the 3-in-1 burger press free? Now this is a seasonal item, so it will be leaving the line. Why would you pay full price when you get it free? And how do you get it for free? All you need to do is place an order of $60, and it could be an additional item that you choose. We have 3 different options. So I would highly recommend the burger press, because when you see how awesome this is, you'll know why. So today I am going to be doing another summer product. This is our Tuscan Chicken Burger. Now you can use it with regular beef. You can use it with turkey. You can use a mix of turkey and pork. It doesn't matter. It's the seasoning in the jar. Absolutely delicious. It actually says, for those of you who are watching and you're trying to maybe do a vegan diet, portobello mushrooms. Hey, Bernice, that's my mom, guys. She's watching me today. So anyway, what we're going to do today is we are going to use our 4-in-1 spoon. We've got our, in this case, ground chicken breasts in here. And this is our 4-cup prep bowl. Using this spoon, I'm literally going to put a couple tablespoons of the seasoning. Now, if you didn't want, or you don't have the Tuscan Chicken Burger, your other options could be our regular burger seasoning. You could use our West Coast burger seasoning, which is intended to be for fish, but it's spices in a jar. Doesn't really matter. Now, I'm going to use one of our kitchen utensils, and I'm just going to get this mixed in nicely. And as I mentioned earlier before, I'm not going to do this on the barbecue. So let's talk about some fun food facts about hamburger. I was thinking, gosh, I remember when I was a little girl thinking ham was in a burger. Why else would they call it hamburger, right? Do you know why they call it hamburger? Well, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so here you go. Hamburger is actually named after Hamburg, Germany. It's a little seaport town in Germany. And what happened is sailors came home once, and someone brought this raw, excuse me, tickle in my throat, this raw shredded beef, raw beef. The chef looked at it and went, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. He was a little bit disgusted. Put it in a patty. Hello, watch out, fast food. there is your hamburger. Now, I know that chef, just to go back a little bit, he thought that that shredded beef was disgusting. That beef was probably like our beef tartare, and I don't know if you've ever gone to restaurants and you see beef tartare, but that's like the creme de la creme, so silly him. But he's got a claim to fame. Now, the burger was so popular that it actually was in an exhibition in St. Louis, Louisiana, back in 1904. And the first sighting they had in a restaurant goes back to 1895. Yeah, burgers have been around for a long time and they're still the rage. Okay, so I've got my burger seasoning here done. Now, because I'm doing Tuscan and tomatoes are everywhere, you can get them really cheaply on sale, I always roast my tomatoes. And so I've roasted my tomatoes, I've chopped them up with our ceramic knife. I'm gonna add these in. And if you're wondering how I did them this time, we have a product that's just come back for a temporary time. It's only here while supplies last, which is the month of August, or if it lasts that long. This is sun-kissed tomatoes. And what it has in the ingredients, so if you're thinking you need to spend the $60 so you can get the burger press for free, this might be something you're interested. It's already got tomatoes in here. It's got garlic, spices, black pepper, and herbs. So I just put a little bit of oil on my tomatoes. I make sure I cut them in half before I do that. I put them in this bowl, toss them really good, put it on a baking sheet, throw it in the oven, and let it dehydrate. So I really thought with Tuscan, tomatoes made a lot of sense. So I'm just gonna add this in as well. So as I mentioned, sun-dried or the sun-kissed tomato is not a regular item in our catalog. If you're looking in our catalog to find it, you are not going to find it. But there are a whole bunch of items currently right now that are rock bottom pricing. In fact, we even have cookware at 20% off. How many of you would love a wok at a 20% discount? Or falafel or crab cakes. Those are just a few. Okay, so I am going to get this started in our burger press. Now, one thing I will say, if you're using regular hamburger, just using it like this is fine. I find that whenever I use poultry, turkey or chicken, it sticks like the dickens. So you can either use parchment paper, because I want to tell you, you'll save a ton of money if you purchase your beef or chicken or whatever when it's on sale. And do pre-doing your meal, like you can batch cook. Okay, so I'm just going to take a scoop of my, I hope you can see this, yeah, you can. A scoop of that. And because I don't want it to stick, I have these pre-made little plates. I'm just gonna give it a squish. Make sure it's compressed nicely. And literally, because the bottom pops right out, you can just take this off. Okay, so now because it is quite sticky, I find that it does stick to it. You could oil it if you want, but here's my little tip. I actually throw them onto a baking sheet and partially freeze them. Like just stick it in the freezer for like 10 or 15 minutes. They sort of freeze up and then you can pop these off and continue to use some more. That's what I've done. So there you go. That's how you're making your turkey burgers or chicken burgers or beef burgers. And that's the 3-in-1 burger press. Okay, let me take these off. Now, for our burgers, I also wanted to put bacon on it. A lot of you might like bacon. So I've got a couple strips of bacon here. By the way, these little plates, these are appetizer plates. They're not in our product line. They used to be in our line. I absolutely love them. They're on sale right now, discounted. You want to grab these. These are so good for appetizers. They're so good for gifts. They're great for desserts. Grab them. As you can see, I'm just using this for my bacon. So I'm going to take my bacon here. I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm just going to cut this in half. You could use a knife if you prefer. And in our multi-purpose steamer, when you purchase it, you actually get a tray like this. You can see You can see through it. It's got holes. The intention is that you put your bacon strips, and the reason I cut them is they'll fit a lot nicer on the tray here. And we're going to just cook this up in the microwave. One of the reasons I think people buy those pre-cooked, are you guys familiar with those pre-cooked bacon slices that are crazy priced? In fact, you're gonna pay double for your meat if you do that, and you can literally do it yourself this way. But we're going to microwave this. We're gonna put a lid on it. When it splatters, it's staying inside here. It's not messing up your microwave. It's not messing up your stove. It's not messing up your oven. This is super easy to clean. We put the lid on it, and we're gonna put it in the microwave, depending on how crispy you want it, maybe 8 minutes. All right, so let's just do that. And I'm gonna wash my hands quickly. Perfect. Okay, so now what else are we gonna do with this? We're gonna get our saute pan going. Okay, this saute pan, $110 American, $125 Canadian. It's free. If you have been watching what I've been doing, basically making meals for my husband and I in the house and sharing it on social media, and people fall in love with products and purchase, and you're thinking, I need to make some extra money, this is actually throwing in our business kit for free in the month of August. So if you have ever thought of joining this business and you're thinking, when should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? Do it, really. $125 value if you're Canadian, $110 American. It's amazing. It's a non-stick. It's good on an induction stove. And I'm going to get this heated up, and we're going to cook up our meat. Now, because I'm using chicken breasts and it's quite lean, chicken breasts are lean, like how much fat do you ever have on a chicken breast? I'm just going to add just a little bit of oil in this pan. I know it's non-stick, but a little bit will just help me make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom. This is our spatula, again, part of our kit. And as soon as this gets hot, we're going to throw these in. As I mentioned, I pre-did these, stuck them in the freezer for just a little bit, and now they're sort of sticking together better, right? So induction heats up very fast. It's almost there. You don't want to put, by the way, you don't want to put your meat into a fry pan with oil until it's heated, because the oil just gets absorbed into your meat. Instead, you want it to sort of fry the outside. How long do you cook your patties? Well, you're going to cook them for about 5 minutes each. You're going to want to make sure the internal temperature, if you do have a thermometer, it's going to be at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You can cut it with a knife and look and see if it's in the inside. And if you're an American, I am so surprised. How many of you have bought hamburgers in the States and they actually ask you, how do you want your beef burger? I like just answering the word cooked, but they actually eat their ground beef more raw. That's not a Canadian thing for sure. Okay, my pan is hot. You can probably hear it sizzling. We're just gonna do 2 patties. Okay, while that's happening, let's do a couple other things. Zucchini's here. Yes, our fabulous zucchini. Your neighbors are probably gonna pop over to your home with zucchini. This is already washed. Just gonna cut off the end here. And this again is another product that's only here for a limited time. It's the spiralizer. It's fun. It looks like a large pencil sharpener. It's got a couple different blades. One's for ribbons, one's for making zoodle noodles. I thought we'd do some zoodles today. The trick to this is make about 1/4 inch slice in here. And then all we're gonna do, make sure I got the blade I want, this one. All we're gonna do is we are going to just turn it so you guys can see it. We're just gonna twist some zoodles. How fun is that? It's down a little bit. Fun? So I think regular price, I think this was, I think it was over $20, but believe it or not, it's now on sale for I think $15. Again, it's not in our catalog. If you have kids and you want them to eat more veggies, Zoodle noodles are great. You don't need to have all the carbs with pasta. And we are going to, in the same fry pan, because I don't want to waste your time doing dishes, we're literally going to make some Zoodle mac and cheese. So, almost done. Now when you get down towards the end, and there are really sharp blades in here, it does come with a little cap. And this is when you're going to do the last little bit. You're just turning it. You will have a little bit left over. That's when you're going to pull your knife out. It does sort of look like a pencil. Take your knife out. You can just chop this up a bit. Now, zucchini, I will let you know, 95% of a zucchini is liquid. 95%, that's a lot. Okay, one more thing I'm going to talk about. Turmeric and black pepper. Absolutely amazing. Again, an item on sale in the refill size. So this, I'm just going to grind a little bit of pepper. And even our sea salt refill is on sale. All of our Epicure products are really low in sodium and sugar, so you may find that you want to add a little bit to that, whatever you're cooking with. And I find it's way easier for you to add this at the table or when you're cooking rather than fine processed, which is full of salt, sugar, and fat. Okay, so here's some other fun facts about zucchini. The largest zucchini ever grown was 69.5 inches. Yes, 69.5 inches. That was the equivalent of 65 pounds. 65 pounds zucchini. But if you're shopping and you see a zucchini that big, walk away, walk away, walk away. Size does matter. And in fact, if you buy a zucchini, the smaller ones that have a nice shiny skin are the ones that you're going to want to grab. You don't want ones that people's fingers have cut and whatever. Try to find nice shiny ones. And of course, if you're buying a spiralizer, try to find one that's sort of straight, if that's an option. The other thing about zucchini, you can actually eat the zucchini flowers. They're edible. Did you know that? A lot of Italians stuff them with seasoned ricotta cheese. Yum, yum. They deep fry them, of course. Anything deep fried is going to be really good. Okay, so my burgers are almost done here. And because they're not quite done, this is the perfect time for us to get our zucchini. And this is the flexible cutting board. Dump it in. I don't need to add any butter or anything. There's moisture in there already and a little bit of oil in the fry pan. Yeah, I think you can see this on the screen. Try to make sure if you've cut the ones that are medallions, you make sure you get those at the bottom. Now, zucchini cooks really, really quickly because of all the moisture content. So I'm just going to cook this, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. We'll just see what happens while it's off to the side. Now, Tuscan to me, another thing that's really popular. You know, who knows what my favorite spice is in our entire product line? Want to guess? Who wants to guess? You've been watching my cooking shows. You might know. Roasted garlic aioli, because you can put this in absolutely everything. Seriously. So I have our 1 cup prep bowl. When you purchase these, you get 4 of them. So this could be another item that you're adding to your $60 so you can get that burger press for free. I've got a little bit of mayo in here. I'm gonna take my measuring spoon. The instructions for making an aioli are right on the jar, and it literally says a tablespoon of the mix to a cup. I've got half the amount. I don't need that much aioli in my fridge. So, a tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. So I'm gonna add a teaspoon. So that was one side. Flip it over. Now we've got the half. Yum, I can smell it. We're gonna get a citrus press. Got half a lemon here. And we're not gonna use all of it. Gosh, when you use these citrus presses, you get so much juice out, but make sure your lemon is washed and just give it a little splash of lemon in there. This is our silicone knife. And give this a little stir. Now it does say in the instructions, let it sit for 15 minutes to develop its flavor. We're actually going to be putting this on our burgers, and it's going to taste delish. Let me just flip my pan here. Okay, so this probably is going to take another, got to turn the temperature up a little bit higher. Probably going to take another couple minutes. My burgers, I can tell that they are actually cooking well because I can actually see the bubbles on the top, and that's a good indication that it's cooked all the way through. You don't want to overcook chicken or turkey, so if you're finding that it's done before your zoodle noodles, and I don't know if you can really see because they're sort of at an angle there, are done before our zoodle noodles are ready, what you may want to do is just put one on top of the other and stack them, right? You don't want to overcook them. Makes a little bit more room on my plate as well. Okay, what are we gonna do with these zoodle noodles? Okay, you got kids. If you love cheese, this is our mac and cheese. Love, love, love it. You can use this as a popcorn seasoning. It's really good on kale chips. I'm gonna grab my scissors, cut this up. And again, because this is mostly liquid and before it's all cooked, we're just going to literally sprinkle this on the top. I'm gonna add a little bit of butter, not much. Maybe I'm gonna say that was a teaspoon. I'm gonna take my saute spoon here, and now I'm just gonna mix this up a little bit so I can have mac and cheese zoodle noodles. And that's the next question I was gonna ask you. How did mac and cheese become mac and cheese? Okay, you ready for this? Of course, it has an Italian background. Macaroni, I'm sure I'm butchering that, was just pasta with cheese and water. Now, the first macaroni that they believe, macaroni and cheese, was actually not little elbow pasta, but instead it was sheets, little 2-inch square sheets of Drummond flour made into a pasta, put into water, and they put the equivalent of like Parmesan cheese on there. So let me show you what this looks like. Guys, we're almost done. Yay. So I'm gonna just throw that burger. Now, last thing you may want to do, again, focusing on these little trays, you may want to put a little bit of cheese on there. This is a low-fat Havarti. And what you could do, you saw me flip it because the bottom, of course, is hotter than the top. Just put a lid on this, and now we're just gonna get ready to plate our meal. A couple other things. Zucchini noodles. If you don't wanna buy the spiralizer, couple options for you. Our Y peeler, you can make ribbon zucchini. If you have our 4-in-1 mandolin, you can maybe make noodles like this. They wouldn't be zoodles, but they'll be noodles. Okay, so lots of options. The other thing that I will say is if you're using regular burger and maybe you didn't want to do the aioli, you may want to make our big burger sauce. Okay, so I'm just letting my cheese melt. Let me just tidy up a little bit so I can get ready to plate. Here we go. How easy is this? So, whoops, sorry, that was really loud. Okay, so you can get buns. If you don't want buns, consider doing maybe lettuce. You can use a lettuce bun. The bun that I would recommend is get the head lettuce because it already is sort of like a cup. I'm gonna use buns today. My husband's coming home. He's gonna love the fact that I've got buns in the house. I'm gonna take a little bit of my aioli, or a lot, depending on how you like it. Next, I'm going to get a little lettuce. So this is already pre-washed, set that on there. Okay, I had turned off the heat, just so you know. I just put the lid on it. And by the way, the sauteed pan does come with a see-through lid. We're gonna grab our spatula here. Notice how the cheese is just, it's not anything but melted. Yum, yum. We can put where's the top? Put the top on it. If you wanted, you could put onion, you could put tomato, but what I thought we'd do is make it really fun. I've just got on a skewer some tomatoes because they're so plentiful, a little sweet pickle. You could put cucumbers on there instead. You could pick pickled onions or carrots, pop that in there. Grab some of your zoodle noodles. It's on the plate. I mean, why would you use pasta? Pasta has no flavor anyway. This is a great way to use your zucchini noodles. And guys, there is your meal for today. So one more thing I will share with you before you jump off the call. I do want to let you know, there's a couple, well, actually there's about 3 things I'm going to tell you. First off, if you always struggle saying, and you're one of the 40% that says, oh my gosh, what's for dinner? We have our Epic Life Challenge coming up again on September the 12th. There's no purchase required. You can just register. I will make sure I drop the link for the Epic Life Challenge right after we're done, or maybe while we're doing this video. And this, if you're gonna do the challenge and you don't want to purchase anything, this is maybe something you might want to consider, because if you're one of the people that says, oh my gosh, I don't know what's for dinner, this program actually can tell you with a healthy diet what you can have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even dessert. It has grocery lists, prep tips, ideas. You can go through to the grocery store, see what you have in your pantry and what you need to get. And of course, it actually has recipes in here, even burgers. Like, check this out. You probably have Epicure in your cupboard already. I would highly recommend that you join the program. There's no cost to it. Join the Epic Life Challenge. Why? Because starting September 12th, there are some rules and regulations, but the company's going to have over $9,000 worth of prizes that they're giving away. That's $9,000 worth of prizes. Wouldn't you like to be a recipient of some of that? I would think so. Okay, so sign up for the Epic Life Challenge. Next, remember, I am showing you how to save money, and we have the 20% off cookware deal. It's on the wok, the Prep Pros scoop. We have the muffin maker, the Perfect Petites. Gosh, round steamer, a lot of things. Go check it out. Save yourself some money. 20% off right now. If you're really a smart, savvy consumer, book a cooking class so we can give you a host benefit, and you can get that discounted pricing, because we even have food items on sale, like the sea salt refill, the turmeric and pepper refill. We have, oh gosh, I think we have falafel makers, we have veggie burgers. Save yourself money, like seriously. Even the sweet chili, I think, is on for under $5 for 3 packages. You'd be crazy not to take advantage of this. So if you have any questions, comments, or you're challenged in the kitchen, please reach out to me. This is my full-time job. I absolutely love inspiring people in the kitchen. Stay tuned. In the fall, I'm going to start doing freezer meals. I'm also going to be sharing with you batch cooking. You're going to love it. So thanks everyone for popping into today's cooking class. I hope you enjoyed it. Grab it. Tuscan Chicken Burger while it's here. West Coast burgers. burgers, big burger sauce. These items leave the line at the end of September and they are not coming back till early summer next year. And I know you're gonna be making burgers between now and then. So take care, everyone. Thanks for popping in. Bye for now.